Have you ever felt like a part of you is holding you back, an unseen force shaping your thoughts and actions? Carl Jung called this your shadow, the hidden side of your psyche. Ignoring it keeps you stuck, but facing it leads to profound self-discovery and growth. Are you ready to meet your shadow? Deep within your mind lies a part of yourself that you may not even recognize. Your shadow. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist, described a shadow as the unconscious aspect of our personality. The thoughts, emotions, and desires we suppress or deny because they don't align with our ideal self-image. From a young age, we are conditioned to act in ways that society, family, and culture deem acceptable. When we express anger, jealousy, or fear, we may be told that such feelings are wrong or inappropriate. Over time, we push these emotions deep into our unconscious, unaware that they continue to influence our decisions, reactions, and relationships. But here's the truth. Ignoring the shadow does not make it disappear. In fact, the more we suppress it, the stronger its influence becomes. It shows up in self-sabotaging behaviors, unexplained fears, and emotional outbursts. Have you ever reacted strongly to something and wonder why? That might be your shadow speaking. Jung believed that true self-awareness requires us to acknowledge and integrate our shadow rather than reject it. By doing so, we gain deeper insight into ourselves, leading to emotional freedom and personal growth. Understanding your shadow is the first step toward reclaiming your wholeness. But how does the shadow form in the first place? Let's explore that in the next section. Your shadow is not something you were born with. It is shaped over time. From childhood, we absorb unspoken rules about what is acceptable and what is not. Parents, teachers, and society encourage certain behaviors while discouraging others. To fit in and receive love, we begin to hide part of ourselves that seem undesirable. Imagine a child who naturally expresses curiosity and excitement. If they are repeatedly told to be quiet or stop asking so many questions, they may start believing that curiosity is bad. Over time, they suppress their natural tendency to explore, burying it deep within their unconscious. Similarly, a child who is scolded for crying may grow up believing that showing emotion is a weakness. As a result, they suppress their feelings, unaware that this emotional repression may lead to anger, stress, or even physical illness later in life. But the shadow is not just formed by negative experiences. It is also shaped by what we admire in others, but believe we cannot embody ourselves. Have you ever envied someone's confidence, creativity, or strength? That admiration might be a sign that those qualities exist within you, but have been suppressed. The problem with suppressing parts of ourselves is that they do not disappear. Instead, they remain buried in the unconscious, subtly influencing our thoughts, behaviors, and relationships. The more we deny them, the more they control us from the shadows. So, how do we bring our shadow into the light? The first step is recognition. In the next section, we'll explore practical ways to face your shadow and begin the journey of self-discovery. Bringing your shadow into the light requires courage. It means facing the parts of yourself that you have ignored, suppressed, or even feared. But by doing so, you unlock a deeper understanding of who you truly are. 1. Self-observation without judgment. The first step is to observe your reactions and patterns. Pay attention to the emotions that trigger you: anger, jealousy, fear, or resentment. When you overreact to something, ask yourself, why does this bother me so much? Is there an aspect of myself I'm rejecting? Often, the traits we dislike in others are reflections of parts we deny within ourselves. If someone's arrogance irritates you, could it be that you suppress your own confidence? If someone's success makes you envious, is it possible you are ignoring your own potential? 2. Journaling, a mirror for the unconscious. Writing down your thoughts helps bring unconscious patterns to the surface. Try journaling about moments when you felt strong emotions. What triggered them? Recurring themes in your dreams. Jung believed dreams reveal the shadow. Parts of yourself you feel ashamed of or try to hide. The goal is not to judge, but to observe with curiosity. Your shadow is not your enemy. It is a forgotten part of you seeking recognition. 3. Embracing difficult emotions. Instead of pushing away uncomfortable feelings, sit with them. When anger arises, instead of suppressing it, ask, what is this anger trying to tell me? When fear surfaces, explore its origins. Emotions carry messages, and by listening to them, you uncover deeper truths about yourself. 4. Shadow work exercises. One powerful exercise is dialoguing with your shadow. Imagine speaking with a part of you that you've ignored. What would it say? What does it need? Another technique is meditation or guided visualization, where you picture yourself embracing your shadow rather than rejecting it. 5. Seek safe spaces for exploration. Shadow work is deep inner work, and it can be intense. Seeking a therapist, mentor, or support group can provide guidance and a safe space to process these discoveries. Jungian therapy, inner child work, and mindfulness practices all offer valuable tools for integration, the path forward. Facing your shadow is not about eliminating it. It is about integrating it. By acknowledging and accepting these hidden parts of yourself, you become more whole, self-aware, and emotionally free. In the next section, we'll explore the power of embracing your shadow and how doing so can transform your life. Many people fear their shadow, believing that it consists only of dark or negative traits. But in reality, your shadow is simply the part of you that remains unseen and unaccepted. When you stop rejecting it and start embracing it, you unlock powerful transformation. 1. The cost of repression versus the freedom of acceptance. When you suppress your shadow, you create internal conflict. You may feel emotionally exhausted, struggle with self-doubt, or find yourself repeating unhealthy patterns. Unacknowledged shadows can also manifest as projection, blaming others for qualities you secretly have but don't accept. Self-sabotage, avoiding opportunities out of hidden fears. Emotional outbursts, overreacting to situations without understanding why. On the other hand, when you accept your shadow, you gain emotional balance, no longer controlled by suppressed emotions. Develop deeper self-awareness, understanding your triggers and patterns. Build authenticity, living as your full, unfiltered self. 2. The difference between rejection and integration. Imagine your shadow as a neglected child knocking at your door. You have 2 choices. Reject it. Pretend it doesn't exist, leading to pain and inner conflict. Welcome it. Acknowledge and embrace it, leading to healing and self-growth. Integration does not mean indulging in destructive behaviors. It means recognizing and redirecting your hidden traits in constructive ways. For example, instead of suppressing your anger, learn to express assertiveness. Instead of denying your jealousy, use it as motivation for self-improvement. Instead of rejecting your fear, use it as a guide to areas that need healing. 3. Embracing your shadow as a source of strength. Some of the most powerful figures in history were deeply aware of their shadows. By accepting both their light and dark aspects, they became whole. The same applies to you. Your shadow contains hidden strengths, creativity, resilience, confidence that can emerge once you stop pushing them away. The path to self-acceptance is not about perfection. It is about wholeness. When you embrace your shadow, you reclaim lost parts of yourself and step into your full potential. In the next section, we will explore practical ways to transform your shadow into personal growth. Now that you understand and accept your shadow, the next step is to transform it into a source of strength and growth. Instead of letting it control you from the unconscious, you can integrate it consciously to improve your life. 1. Reframing the shadow as a teacher. Your shadow is not an enemy. It is a teacher. Every hidden fear, suppressed desire, or unacknowledged trait holds valuable lessons. Ask yourself, what is my shadow trying to show me? How can I use this awareness to make better choices? For example, if you suppress your assertiveness, your shadow may reveal it through resentment or passive-aggressive behavior. Instead of rejecting these feelings, recognize them as signs that you need to set clearer boundaries. 2. Expressing your shadow in healthy ways. Once you acknowledge your shadow, you can channel it constructively. Anger, assertiveness. Instead of suppressing anger, use it to stand up for yourself. Fear, growth. Instead of letting fear hold you back, use it as a signal for areas of self-improvement. Jealousy, inspiration. Instead of resenting others' success, let it motivate you to develop your own potential. 3. Creative outlets for shadow integration. Art, writing, and other creative activities provide a safe space to explore your shadow. Many great artists, musicians, and writers have transformed their inner struggles into masterpieces. Whether through journaling, music, or movement, self-expression allows you to process and integrate hidden aspects of yourself. 4. Practicing shadow awareness in daily life. To fully integrate your shadow, make it a daily practice. Observe your reactions. Pay attention to moments of emotional intensity. Reflect before judging others. Are you projecting something from within yourself? Use triggers as growth opportunities. When something upsets you, ask, what is this revealing about me? 5. The power of self-compassion. Self-acceptance is the key to transformation. Instead of shaming yourself for past mistakes or weaknesses, treat yourself with compassion and understanding. The goal is not to be perfect, but to be whole. Your shadow is not a flaw. It is a forgotten part of you waiting to be reclaimed. By facing, accepting, and integrating it, you step into greater self-awareness, emotional freedom, and personal power. This journey is ongoing, but every step you take brings you closer to becoming your most authentic self. Are you ready to embrace all of who you are?